Kyle Schwarber continues his torrid start to the season. The Phillies cannot let him walk in free agency this offseason. Let's talk about it next right here on the PHLY Phillies podcast. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the PHLY Phillies podcast. Tyler Zulli here, and last night, Kyle Schwarber continued his annihilation of baseballs to begin the season through the first 10 games. He had a 462-foot moonshot off of Chris Sale that left the bat at 116.7 miles per hour. It was the second longest home run across Major League Baseball through the first 2 weeks of the season, and it was the hardest hit ball that Chris Sale has ever given up to a left-handed hitter in his 15-year career. Oh, and by the way, the one that Kyle Schwarber broke was Kyle Schwarber a couple of years ago. He was also a double short of the cycle. Kyle Schwarber has just absolutely crushed pitching through the first 10 games of the season. He's got 12 hits in his first 37 at-bats, 7 of which are extra base hits. He's tied for the National League lead in home runs with 5 through his first 10 games. He's also the only Philly throughout the first 10 games of the season to reach base safely in every game so far this year. So let's look back at Kyle Schwarber and his time here as a Philly. He signed a 4-year deal just short of $80 million back in 2022. And the question about Schwarber was, which Kyle Schwarber were you going to get? The one that exploded out of the gates for the Chicago Cubs, and also the one that was really, really good for Washington and Boston in his split season between those two teams, or the guy that you were going to see in Chicago as his time with the Cubs unfolded that struggled with consistency? Well, the answer to that question was pretty quickly answered for the Phillies and Phillies fans. Schwarber delivered immediately as he led the National League with 46 home runs in 2022. He was elected an All-Star and also won a Silver Slugger. He has been the catalyst for this team. So forget the leadoff conversation. Is he a leadoff hitter? Is he a cleanup hitter? I think that conversation's dead. What Kyle Schwarber is a hitter. He's a catalyst for this team. He is the spark plug for the Phillies. It doesn't matter where he's going to hit in the lineup. He's just going to hit. So let's take a look at Kyle Schwarber's numbers since joining the Phillies. He's played 475 games since joining the Phillies back in 2022. And I know people look at the 223 average and say, well, that's a little bit low, but Schwarber did hit 196 in a year, and he's slowly and incrementally raised that over the last season plus. He's also got a 132 OPS plus, but more so than that, he's hit 136 home runs and driven in 313 runs in his 3+ seasons so far in Philly. Only Aaron Judge has more home runs over that time. He's tied for second with Shohei Ohtani at 136. He also has the third best walk rate across all of baseball at 15.2%. Only Juan Soto and Aaron Judge have more. He's also driven in 313 runs. That's the 6th most across baseball. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Matt Olson, Jose Ramirez, and Pete Alonso are the only players in Major League Baseball to have more RBI over the last 3+ seasons than Kyle Schwarber. He's also 4th in runs scored over that time frame. Schwarber hit 38 home runs last year, and he's averaged 43 a year since joining the Phillies. He's also walked 106 times last year, and his average is just that, 106 times per season. Whether it's getting on base via the walk or the long ball, or as we've seen as of the last year plus, many more singles and some doubles sprinkled in as well, Kyle Schwarber's plate approach, his discipline, and his stats have been substantially better than I think any of us could have even anticipated. But beyond the sheer numbers, what to me has been the most impressive is Schwarber's just absolute turnaround against left-handed pitching. Throughout his career, it's no secret that Kyle Schwarber has struggled against left-handed pitching. He's hit just 226, he has 58 home runs, and he struck out 416 times. And in 2023, Kyle Schwarber was not good against left-handed pitching. He hit 188, hit just 15 home runs, and struck out 87 times. Last year, something changed. Plate approach, health, whatever the case may be, something changed for Kyle Schwarber last year as he hit 300 against left-handed pitching and picked up 23 more hits than he did the year prior. He also struck out against lefties 20 less times, and he's off to a torrid start against left-handed pitching in 2025. He's 8 for his first 15 against lefties, 3 of which have gone for home runs. He's driven in 6 runs, and he's only struck out 3 times so far. None of those 3 home runs that he's hit against left-handed pitching were flukes. The shortest one was off Jose Ferrer. It went a measly 383 feet. But he also took Luis Peralta deep for 440. And last night, as you saw, Chris Sale, he hit him for 462 feet. And the reason I think that Kyle Schwarber has become a much better hitter against left-handed pitching is you can't challenge him inside anymore. His bat speed is just too great, and all he does is get the bat head to the zone and barrel baseballs when you try to challenge him with inside fastballs. Velocity on those pitches doesn't matter anymore. Schwarber's just turning on inside fastballs and crushing them to right and right center field. Over the last 2 years, he's taken left-handed pitchers deep on fastballs that have come in at like 96 or 97 miles per hour more than a handful of times, and you can't challenge Schwarber maybe the way that you once could on inside fastballs. He also doesn't bail on breaking balls down and away nearly as much as he has potentially in years past. He gets that front foot established and down. He lets the ball get a little deeper in his stance to recognize breaking ball and spin out of the pitcher's hand, and then he crushes that breaking ball as it starts to make its turn. Over the last 2 years, here's a list of the left-handed pitchers that Schwarber has taken deep in no particular order other than what his spray charts have gone through, basically from the right field foul pole to left field. This year in 2025 so far, as I mentioned, Chris Sale, Jose Ferrer, and Luis Peralta of the Colorado Rockies. But also last year, you can go back and again in no particular order, Ryan Yarbrough, Wandy Peralta, Blake Snell, Tyler Anderson, Adrian Moreno, Tyler Alexander, Marco Gonzalez, and Joey Cantillo, just to name a few. Now, those guys vary in skill sets. They vary in velocity. They vary in pitch type. A couple of them, like Tyler Anderson, are more of the junk baller type. Blake Snell has the ability to get a fastball and a slider up on you very, very quickly. The point is, it doesn't matter what type of left-handed pitcher is on the mound. Kyle Schwarber is not stepping down from the challenge against left-handed pitching anymore. His ability to attack those left-handed pitchers has been nothing short of remarkable over the last 2 seasons. Listen, what Kyle Schwarber does for this team can't be overstated. As I said, he is the catalyst. He's the run producer. He is the tone setter. The Phillies are lesser without Kyle Schwarber than they are with him in the lineup, as has been established over the last 3+ seasons. The Phillies absolutely have to find a way to keep Kyle Schwarber past this season.